Welcome back yet again, The Groove Junction. This is episode 65. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, locking it in, and listening to us on all your major podcast providers. And also, massive shout out going out and a thank you to everyone that watches us on YouTube and Spotify. As always, we thank you ever so much for your support. We are also supported by our friends at Wolf Mix as well. So a big shout out going out to Wolf Mix. Now, guys, I have got a guest co-presenter, co-host with me today. Great guy. I only found out a couple of weeks ago that he actually lives 20 minutes down the road from where I live here in Essex. So he's going to come on the show. He's going to co-host with me. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to find out all about him. Please put your hands together for DJ Therapy, a.k.a. Alex Manctolo.
Nice one.
There he is. There he is. I pushed the wrong button. I won't lie.
That's right.
There we go. Alex, welcome to the Groove Junction.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, my friend. Thank you very much. Now, Alex, you co-hosted with me tonight, and I'm so psyched that you're here, my friend. I've wanted you on the show for a while. So what we're going to do the normal Groove Junction. We're going to do the rundown. We're going to get it down to the nitty-gritty, the bare bones of you. We're going to find out where your journey started, what you've been up to, what equipment you use, where you see yourself in a year. So we're going to get down. We're going to chuck a load of questions at you. Before we do that, we are going to go straight into the rundown this week, which, as always, is sponsored by the Pro Mobile magazine.
The Groove Junction rundown is sponsored by Pro Mobile magazine, the magazine that's got it all. It's a game changer. They don't just do surface-level reviews, they dive deep with real practical insights. And the interviews? They feature some heavy hitters sharing seriously valuable advice. But it's not just about DJ gear. They cover everything. Marketing techniques, and even the latest tech trends like AI, which is super relevant right now. Honestly, if you're serious about your DJ career, you need to check them out. And here's the best part, we've got an exclusive deal just for the Groove Junction listeners. You can subscribe right now by searching Pro Mobile Magazine and hitting the subscribe button. Just use our special code, GroovePMSUB, for a 25% discount on your first year's subscription, which is 6 magazines delivered to your door. That's Pro Mobile Magazine. Don't miss out.
Thank you, Pro Mobile magazine. Right. Alex, can I call you Alex or DJ Therapy? What do you prefer?
Just call me Alex. It's fine.
Alex, love that.
All my friends call me Alan sometimes, but
Alan,
that's another story.
Okay. Oh, well, we'll get into we'll get into that one, I think. Alex, give us a rundown of what you've been up to in the past week, mate. Tell us what you've been up to.
What have I done? So last Thursday, I did a wedding. That was lovely. An intimate one. That was just in Hornchurch. They got married at Langton's house, where I got married actually as well. And then locally, a local venue, nice intimate. Nothing too crazy. It was nice evening. And then Friday, I was in London from networking. Obviously, getting round to other DJs and making friends and getting to know people and bits and pieces. Daryl from Your DJing More. I did a gig for him in London at the Botanist in London, Liverpool Street. Nice. It was quite quiet actually there, I'd say, but Halloween and stuff as well. But I did try a few cool little Halloween mixes and edits that I had. And then that was Friday, and Saturday I had another wedding in London again at the Italian Greyhound. Which is a nice little venue. Quite a short one. It was like 2.5 hours. Like 9:30 kind of start, late first dance, like 10 o'clock. That was, but it's just all out, party kind of hard for 2 hours. And then some nice kind of like nice sing-alongs, which they carried on quite a lot at the end. Obviously I had to turn the music off at some point. But they were singing along to Angels for another 10 minutes afterwards.
Wow.
As well, which is quite cool and a nice little atmosphere.
Brilliant. So yeah, I mean, you've done a couple of gigs in London. Now, I don't tend to venture into London very often, unless it's a plug and play. To be fair, I mean, parking's a nightmare in London. Are you okay with it? Fortunately,
both those previous gigs at the weekend just gone. They were both plug and play as well. So I actually drove up to Tower Hill. Parked there, and then got the tube into Marble Arch, and then obviously walked just to the venue around the corner.
Lovely.
On that one, and the same with Liverpool Street, just straight up the from Southend to Liverpool Street, and then just walk
when you're
around
in.
the corner and stuff.
Love
Quite
it.
quick in and out.
Love that. So I hear you say you did a wedding at Langton's where you got married, right?
Yes.
Now, I've done a couple of weddings there myself, and the last one I did, because they've got a sound limiter there, haven't they?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The worst thing ever invented in life. I'm telling you, it was DJ's worst nightmare.
I think the one there, I don't find it too bad. It's when they start cheering or shouting, that's when it possibly would trip.
This is where my story's going, right? So did the first dance of this wedding, lovely couple. There was a lot of people there. There must be over 100 people there. And they've all joined on the dance floor for the first dance. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Smith or whatever they were called. Let's give them 3 cheers. First cheer, that was it. Everything went off, right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know where the reset switch was, right? And I was trying to find someone.
It's at the back, isn't it?
It's out the back and in this cupboard sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't find anybody to tell me where the switch is. So it took about 5 minutes to find someone. And I was like, I'm really sorry. That was the thing. Some sound limiters you get, it'll shut you down for like 10, 15 seconds and it'll just boot back up. But Langton's doesn't do that.
No, there's a couple of venues that are similar, and unfortunately, I've never been in a position where I've tripped it. I've been in the red, and it's probably been close, but it's definitely. I was there for just for my selfie pod in the summer for one wedding, and I stayed there all day. I was just like obviously attending the selfie pod, and they had their own DJ there. And you do compare yourself, like you think, actually, my setup's a little bit better, and obviously you're obviously going to think you're better.
I'm going to talk about your setup later on, actually, because I'm intrigued by your setup. I like your setup.
I like to personalise it and try and just evolve in. But it's like there was a couple of points actually that the DJ there triggered it. And obviously, I've been experienced and being there a few times, go and help out and make sure you get it back on promptly. But the crowd didn't mind. It didn't really affect the atmosphere at all. But I know sometimes it can, if you trip something and all of a sudden you're just in blackness and the bride and groom are going like, what's going on?
Yeah,
but
there's a venue in Chelmsford where I always get there early, and when the caretaker opens up, I said, oh mate, is there any chance you can open that room there for me, just so I can put me bags in there, save it, put them in the car. Oh yeah, mate, yeah, of course you can. And basically, all I do is I just run an extension lead from that room into the thing, because otherwise, it's one of those. It's not only is it a sound limit, but if you was to open up the fire doors, then it shuts all the power off as well. And it's just like, when I'm doing kids' parties and things like that, you've always got someone who wants to open the door.
There was definitely. I've done a 14th birthday party, and there was a couple of kids that definitely knew what was going on, and they'd open the door occasionally.
Yeah. So, so my week, obviously being Halloween, as you know, I mean, I predominantly do like children's stuff and school stuff, a lot of that. So Friday, I had I done the DJ at the Soft Play Centre in Chelmsford, right? And I've been there for like 15 years. For the first year, they decided to do 3 Halloween events starting at 9:30 in the morning, and the last one finished at 5. So it was like 2 hours, a half-hour break, 2 hours, half-hour break, and it was like that. And it was great, and it was really good. And there was snow machines, bubble machines, all the inflatables are out, lights, brilliant, really good. They brought characters out, really, really good. So I did 3 of them back to back on Friday. And then I had to quickly pack up some of the stuff, like not all of it, but some of it, because I needed that to take over to another party, which was 5 minutes down the road, to do a 13th birthday party. I had literally half hour, and I managed to get it all set up and everything for the 13th, and it was really, really good. It was a girl's 13th birthday. It had a big 360 selfie pod thing going around as well. Really good. Loads of girls. There was about, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe 10 boys, and that was it. The rest were girls. And they all joined in, singing, dancing, and it was. And the 3 hours flew by, absolutely flew by. But I was by the end of it, I was absolutely done in. Mate, I was so tired. So that was Friday. Saturday, what did I do? Saturday, I didn't do anything. I had Saturday off actually, which was quite nice sitting in. But because I'm not usually in on a Saturday night, I have no choice on what goes on the telly. right? It's like, well, you're not normally here, so we're watching this. And there's a load of rubbish on telly on a Saturday night. And I think that's probably why I DJ on a Saturday night, because there's rubbish on the telly. And then I had a last minute 13th birthday come in for Sunday,
Nice.
which, mate, honestly, it was literally, I hadn't even started playing the first song and I wanted to go home. The kids were feral, mate, absolute feral. The boys were running around beating each other up. The girls were like spinning around on the dance floor on their backs, taking TikToks. There was food being thrown everywhere, left, right, and centre. The adults that were there were just getting drunk in the bar, weren't controlling these kids whatsoever. And the front of the house come up to me and said, "What time are you here till?" I said, 9 o'clock. They went, "I think we're going to finish a little bit early." I went, "Let's do it." Let's do it. Let me get out of here.
Do you find the kids always come round as well and see what you're doing and stuff? Or
yeah, I do get a few come round and they're kind of looking, and then you'll get the odd one. I'll give it, "Can I have a go?" It's like, no, what's the matter with you? Shiny lights. I just want to push the buttons and all that. But they weren't too bad on Sunday, to be fair. So that was pretty much my weekend, really. Friday was manic. It was manic. It was a very, very long day. But it was good fun. Good fun. Yeah, enjoyed that. Right. That just about sorts out the rundown. As always, sponsored by the Pro Mobile magazine. Thank you very much. So, Alex, well, we let's start with you. Let's start with you. You're the co-host. You're the man of the moment. Tell me, and obviously I know you're based in Essex. I only found this out a couple of weeks ago, to be fair, that you're based in Essex.
I messaged you, I think, actually, just to say hi, really, if anything.
Just to say hello.
Good things, and same with Matthew as well, like message him. And the same with other people. I just love all the networking and stuff, and the community side of it. It's nice to be a part of and feed off of, as well as trying to do a little bit of giving back as well to a
Absolutely.
point. And just say thank you.
That's one of the things that we did with the Groove Junction. You know, we like to think it's a really good networking platform where you can. I mean, some of the messages that we get from our listeners and everything, and people like are bouncing off of each other, and people have made, you know, that network connection through the Groove Junction, which we're very proud of. But it's like yourself. I mean, you know, we've wanted to get you on the podcast for a while. But before we go into that, tell it, where did your journey start in the old mobile DJing work? How far back are we going? Because I mean, you don't look that old. You only look about 23.
I wish. I'm 43. I suppose if you go back from the start and stuff, I suppose like DJing wasn't even on the radar when I was younger. But I loved music and stuff. So like, you know, recording on cassette, the top 40 and stuff as well, getting your own hi-fi, just playing it really loud. I remember buying, like, my mum probably buying my first record. I think it was during the World Cup. I think it was because it was Paul Gascoigne, "Fog on the Tyne."
I remember that
and stuff. And then just like music in general. And then I suppose like it's like you're buying the cassettes and stuff when I was younger. But I suppose actually DJing come on the radar really, and thinking, "Oh, this is really cool. I'd really love to try and do like emulate like what I'm listening to and bits and pieces just listening to Radio 1. I used to listen to like Chris Moyles, come back from school, and then it'll be, I think it was like into like Dave Pearce or someone, and then there used to be a mix at like 6 o'clock, and then I'd listen to that and thinking, "Oh, this is cool." You know, it's like a 10-minute little mix, but there was like the Mashup Boys as well was one of them. They started doing a little thing of that, and they did a few CDs with Ministry of Sound, I think albums and whatever. And I was like, I really love like how they mashed the two, you know, acapellas over this instrumental and merged it all together. And it was like, how do I do that? And then it's like, I suppose like the internet's only just coming in at that point. I was probably about, I don't know, when I first got a pair of decks was 15, 16. Okay. I guess, and got vinyl and bits and pieces and started just mucking around on my own, self-teaching myself.
Yep.
And then I suppose it was around where, what was it? It was probably 2001. Obviously Fatboy Slim did the thing on the beach. And I love Fatboy Slim anyway, and stuff, and that's the kind of music I'd love and always wanted to do. But that's evolved my tastes and learning how to DJ and stuff, because I've had really good opportunities and really thankful for people who've kind of taken me on. So I used to work in the supermarket. There was a baker that had his own DJ company, and I gave him a CD, and I just tagged along. It just went along, brought me along to a few gigs. Up in London on Embankment was a boat that's not there anymore, but it was called the Queen Mary. Just alongside him, just learn the trade, I suppose it is, isn't it? Like learn how to DJ to a crowd, because obviously I'm just playing music that I liked originally.
Yep.
So you obviously also all the dance, all the house kind of things that I liked, and I used to go to uni, or not go to uni, and go to Covent Garden instead. And go to a couple of record shops and stuff. One was called Plastic Fantastic, I remember. And it used to buy like the white label kind of records.
Yep.
Same on the internet. Like it was, I sorted out my DJ cupboard. I got my stuff in the house, and I got my records are in there as well. I was just flicking through them, and Hard to Find Records was one of the websites that you could buy like mashups and white labels on and stuff as well, because it's nice hearing all the different kind of edits and remixes and stuff of songs, as well as buying, obviously going to HMV and flicking through and buying bits and pieces. But yeah, it was just through that opportunity really of learning how to DJ with Alan, he was his name, just go learn. Like I'd play a song, like the crowd would empty, and then he'd play a song, the crowd would come on, and it was just that constant, and just learning to play to the crowd from then. And then it developed. Obviously, I obviously got better and stuff, and he trusted me. I got gigs on that boat. It was kind of upside down in terms of the dark, dingy club was upstairs. Posh stuff was all downstairs where I was, and I had a few New Year's Eve gigs there, and it was literally opposite the London Eye at that point. And you'd turn off the music and go up on the deck and watch the fireworks, and then have to come back down. But the first time I was there, and like you go back into a club, obviously I'm there on my own, and obviously no wife and stuff around at that time. At that point, obviously meeting Emma and stuff later on. And then obviously that journey going on to where we are now, really. But yeah, you go down into the club and no music, and people were kind of slowly coming down from the fireworks. And I was like, oh, let's get down and whack the music on as quick as I can before the DJ up here does. And literally they'll walk down into the club and go, oh, there's no music. And then they hear it coming downstairs, and they'll come downstairs. And I was supposed to finish probably at normally about 1 o'clock, 1:30. The couple of times that I was on the boat doing New Year's Eve. And they'd come up to me and go, oh, can you, everyone's like, no one's upstairs. Like, they're all down here. Can you stay and do a bit more longer? And so, yeah, it just gone from there, through private parties. And then just like picking up bits off of Facebook, obviously, later on and stuff as well. But I suppose it's like the wedding stuff really come from probably my friend who asked me to DJ her wedding. Which I did. And at that point, it was I had like my CD decks, and it was just going into like the digital stuff as well. So I integrated my laptop, and I can't even remember what software I was using at that point as well. But now there was a point where I think, oh, you're migrating onto obviously what we DJ now on essentially. And that was like choosing what software to choose and stuff. And I did a little bit of research, and I think I chose and still use like Tractor as well. I've got Serato and stuff as well, but like the free version. But obviously you can migrate over to different platforms now quite easily. With different softwares.
I started off on Tractor, to be fair, and I really liked it. The only thing that you're kind of restricted to what controllers you can buy and all of that back then. I don't know if it's changed now.
I always think about it's not necessarily like obviously learning now. Obviously we all like shiny new things and stuff as well, and looking at new gear, but it's not necessarily the gear you use, as long as it's a good quality, which obviously you have to have now really, with obviously your laptop and controller. But it's buying the new, I don't know, Flex 10 or whatever it is that you want, that ideally I'd love. I use a Tractor S4 and Minute and stuff, and I just got a nice skin to go over the top, a bit more personalized and stuff as well. Just
like
DJ therapy and the smiley face, and Fatboy Slim bits and pieces on there.
Love it.
That I like. But yeah, it's that's kind of where it's come from, and it's just developed from there, really. I suppose, like, evolved. Obviously, picking up little parties, doing friends parties and bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah, it's all about getting your name out there, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, we all start. I mean, I remember my first big gig, similar to yours, was a girl in the office was getting married and she asked me to DJ, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know where, I've never done that. Not, you're talking over 100 people. Whereas, like, I might have done a house party where there's 30 people, or my mate's daughter's birthday, which is like 10 kids. I'm talking about 100. I'm talking about someone's special day. It's very nerve wracking. But then all of us have been at that start point. They've all, but every one of us has been there. So it's interesting that you're saying about Alan, and you've taken over. I'm guessing that the boat stuff, are they like plug and play, were they? Or you got a trundle?
Yeah, they were plug and play. Obviously, at that point, you're bringing on CDs as well, and you're lugging it. I mean, they did have the police follow me onto the boat for one New Year's Eve gig, but they were just saying, "Is that your car?" Like, and they looked after it essentially, which was nice of them. But yeah, it's just lugging all the equipment and even lugging the multiple cases of CD, and I bought my own CD decks on there because I didn't really. It was kind of the old school, the ones with the carpet kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I know it. Yeah, with the little CD drawers that come out the bottom, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
but yeah, I had my own, and obviously you use, and it's nice having your own gear and you're more familiar with it. I mean, if I was to go into a club and use some, obviously the 3000s or something like that, I'd be like, oh my god, like I'll be a bit lost for a little while. Obviously, I'll probably get used to it slowly.
I mean, I think if you was to go with something, you've got the 3000Xs out now and the 3000s and that, and I do think that you've got the Opus Quad, you've got the AZ, you've got the Prime 4 Plus. All of these controllers, I think fundamentally they all do exactly the same thing. You've got your play, your cue, and this and the other. It's what little extra features each one has got. I mean, I've seen Matty's AZ, and number one, it is a beast. It's massive. It's huge. It's so big, and there's all these buttons on it, and I'm thinking, mate, how many buttons do you need? And he's got hundreds of buttons. Yeah. And I look at my Prime 4. When I got my Prime 4 Plus, I was like, this is quite a big unit. But next to the AZ, it's small, and it's one of those things where I think that with different like pieces of equipment, different Denon, Alpha Theta, that sort of thing, I think once you've had a little play, I think everyone will be all right with it as long as they've got the cue and the play.
It's just so you're more familiar with, and then obviously it's lighter to carry into London if I was to do plug and play gigs and stuff, and the weight of it and stuff, because I've carried lights and stuff in multiple bags, and you're sweating like after walking a mile or two.
You're shattered before you've even started, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love that. So do you miss the plug and play gig on the boat? Do you miss it? I mean, it sounds like a right old crack to me.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good learning point, I have to say. Obviously it's different now, isn't it? Like learning from the new generation coming into learning DJing and stuff as well now.
I think nowadays we've got, back when you started, when I started DJ, I mean, the DJ in the club basically taught me, Alex, his name was, as it goes. He taught me the fundamental basics. But nowadays you've got YouTube, you've got TikTok, you've got all these different like platforms where you can actually go and, learn it. You can learn it from there. We didn't have that. Yeah, we didn't have that though. It was a case of we had to listen. We didn't really use the sync button. We had to listen in our ears. Yeah. Is the beat off sort of thing. So it back then when we sort of started, we didn't have the resources that they've got now, if you know what I mean.
Definitely,
so,
and like beat matching, and for myself, like learning to beat match with vinyl, and then just applying the same theory, I suppose, to the CDs, transient CDs, and obviously the software nowadays make it a lot easier, and you can see it as well. But it's just knowing your music inside out as well, to a point, like knowing your tracks.
I said that to someone who was saying about he's been DJing a year. I was doing a party at a pub the other week, and he said, I said the key thing is know the song that you're playing, know where your intro is, know where your breakdown is, make that where your drop is. Know that song, and you've won half the battle straight away. I mean, it's quite handy nowadays because you can see the waveforms.
Yeah, you can be a lot more creative as well now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, Stems has come along where you can separate all the. In actual fact, I think Tractor was probably one of the first people to sort of like, it could be VDJ to be fair, but it might have been. I remember with Tractor, they brought out the S8 controller, which had you had 4 little sliders where you could bring in the stems. And that used to, obviously the bass, the vocal, and all of that. I remember that because I looked at the S8, I was like, oh, that looks really, really nice. But I opted for the S5 instead because the S5 didn't have jog wheels. It had like a touch strip. Actually, it's down there. Actually, I'm thinking of selling it because I don't use it anymore. I've got loads of bits and pieces I need to sell. To be fair, so obviously now you said your good wife Emma has been on a part of this journey. Well, been on the journey with you. How when would you say that you sort of like went straight in? Sort of went into the actual mobile DJ with your lights and your controls and your booth and all of that.
It was probably before that, but it wasn't really. It was just doing it for other friends and family, work people and stuff as well. They'd ask me, I'd be like, oh, yeah, of course. Like Emma would say, I'd go anywhere to DJ, but it was probably from obviously a bit before we got married, really, I suppose. So I'd obviously always wanted to, make our where we are now kind of thing growing bit by bit and try and make it a full-time job type thing. That would be the dream. And it was around just before, so I kind of figured I'd reach out to a few other people and had really nice opportunities where they've entrusted me to take care of their own, within their business and stuff, and be a face of that to certain weddings and whatnot. And I slowly built up my Instagram a little bit using that, and thinking that eventually, I can go out on my own, and this is kind of like a bit of a showcase to start with, to show those first people of what I can do. And then it was really after we got married, it was like, actually, like rather than just turning up and not having, minimal contact with the couples, just turning up and going, hi, I'm your DJ today. And saying that, and, not really knowing them per se. And Emma was like, oh, why don't you, go out on her own company, make that, and, you can control it, you can be more personable and stuff as well, which I try and be. Which a lot of couples I think want as well. I mean, they can talk to me as much as they want or as least as they want. You'll get couples that really want your knowledge or, whatever they want to make their journey a lot less stressful, make them feel confident in your ability and stuff as well, throughout the whole planning journey. And then you'll get ones that won't really, they're quite happy to say, oh yeah, we'd like you. And obviously I'll reach out to them, but they've got busy life's busy, work, planning a wedding. They'll probably have just minimal contacts in terms of just a little call, hi, and then you turn up to the day. And that was quite similar to the one on Saturday. I had a little chat with Chris, who was the groom. We planned a call, but they were busy and stuff. And he was like, not a problem, we'll, he was busy rather. And I was like, oh, when if you're free, we'll chat. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. We're fine. We trust you. We like a bit of this, that. And on the night just turned up, said hello. Bride and groom were fantastic. And yeah, it was a good night and stuff as well.
Good.
So
Love that. So Alex, I want to talk about your setup that you've got, and the reason I want to talk about it is because when I come across you, when I was like scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or whatever,
previous setups,
I saw your setup and I was like, this is a guy that is not following the trend of everybody else. This is a guy who's not following the Mark II light booth. And what stood out for me was your sign. Your neon sign, DJ Fit, that one there. And I was like, man, I already like this guy. And then over the the last year, I've seen you've changed certain parts of your setup.
Yeah, it involved originally. It was so my friend, Emma's friend, and actually my daughter's godmother. She's an interior designer. She has got a neon sign. No ordinary space is a thing. Got a million followers and whatnot, and obviously really good with what she does. And I was like, I would need one of those. I like, because I like from going to gigs and stuff as well. I like a light show. My friends, Emma, they all know I like the light shows and stuff. And just DJing in general. But yeah, it's just about. I was like, how can I have that? And I wanted my own, so I went on, found a place, and got that made. And I got another one as well because for our wedding, which is kind of based on what my setup is now with the backdrop. The arch and the disco ball, and they got the all you need is love neon sign on there as well. And I just wanted to be a little bit different because, like, from starting out, I was quite aware. That's why I started the Instagram as well and tried to build that up. Was that it's to try and stand out, if anything, to be noticeable. And I mean, I've had bookings where people have come up to me. I had the booking not so long ago. She said, I DJ'd a party she was at 5 years ago. She was the first one she contacted for her daughter and other half as well. And they booked me for all day. And it was, a really lovely thing to feel that I've had that much of an impact from someone 5 years ago. And it's just about, just trying to stand out, being a bit different visually. I'm quite creative anyway. I like a bit of drawing and bits and pieces and just things looking nice. And obviously that's evolved over time where I look at previous setups and think, oh my God, that looks, cables hanging down.
We spoke about that a couple of weeks ago, actually, about looking at your setup from like a year ago or whatever and where you are now. I like your setup. I like the thing you got at the back. What do you call that at the back?
Just the arch backdrop.
Just the archway. But you decorate it. You decorate it every time, don't you? I've seen your videos where you decorate.
Yeah, time lapse and just different ways of doing different reels and.
Yeah, no, I love it, mate. I think it's brilliant. And I like one thing I really like is the light on the corner. You got a light bulb thing.
Oh yes, yeah. That was just a nice little.
I love that. I think it's brilliant.
It says love in the.
Oh, does it say? Oh, I didn't see that
stuff. Yeah, I think I bought one ages ago for a Christmas present for Emma. I think just obviously just nice. Yeah. I liked it anyway.
Man, that's why I do it.
And then I was like, I'll buy another one and have that a part of it. And it's just like, and just those added little details and stuff. And it's like I got a disco sign as well. Print. Who's that? Sarah Victoria Gold. Someone I followed on Instagram, obviously really good and does that. So I was like, I need that print. And Emma was like, okay.
Brilliant.
She said,
absolutely love it.
Get that.
Love it.
And it's, same with other little elements and stuff. And like recently bought a couple more lights. It's always evolving in one way or another. Just try and, improve it. Because the arch was originally from our own wedding. And I got inspiration from obviously looking somewhere. And I think it's on probably one of the first posts on my page somewhere at the beginning. And just tried to emulate, and it's evolved, more floral across it, and the disco ball and spotlight, and and obviously the podium now as well. So I was like, I had just a table, black cloth, and then had the details, the lamp and bits and pieces, and another neon love sign on there. And I was like, I don't want to be hidden behind a booth. I quite like to be involved in the crowd as well and have that interaction with the dance floor. And the podium was perfect. And I saw, obviously seen it from Jack Christian. That was a great, nice little interview that you guys did.
No, he's a lovely guy, Jack. He's a lovely guy.
And I've reached out to him and he's got back to us and stuff. It was really nice. And a couple of other ones, Justin the DJ was another one. It was really good. And gave a bit of advice. Just one simple thing from Instagram. He said, just turn it round. Don't do landscape. Just do it portrait. Because I did a lot of it landscape and stuff. Just obviously fit the aspect ratio.
Yeah. That's one of the things. We're gonna come on to your social media a bit in a minute. So we'll have a little chat about that in a moment. But can you? I mean, you say your setup is evolving all the time. You've got new lights and this, that, and the other. Is there anything on the radar that you want to be picking up anytime soon? Anything new? Any new bit of equipment?
Obviously, I recently bought a pair of they're not massively expensive, I say, but like some of the ones that I was looking at previously, but they're pretty good as well. The sheds, some wash lights, they're quite good. So I've got a couple of podiums as well. Which get delivered tomorrow, in fact. So they'll be at the wedding this Saturday. Nice. Showcase that as well. Do a couple of little reels to highlight it, spot the difference almost. I've
got two new lights turning up tomorrow. I've got some B toppers turning up tomorrow, which I ordered. One of my Bove lighting moving heads. Like one of them like stopped working mid gig, and it was like I had to literally just point it up at the ceiling. The gobos worked and the colours worked, but they just weren't moving. So I pointed up at the ceiling. And I got it home and I was like, oh, mate, it says reset back to factory settings. I thought, perfect, that'll do it. Well, now I can't understand it because it's all in Chinese. I can't understand it.
Yeah, I had to change these ones to English.
I had to get the app out and the Google app and translate the thing for me. But he's had it. But I'm looking forward to seeing the your podiums and your new lights, your wash lights.
Yeah.
How are you going to control them?
That's the thing as well. So that's the next stage. That's probably your Wolf Mix, if I'm honest. Like
Wolf Mix,
highlight that. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, not only because like Matty and I are ambassadors for Wolf Mix, and not because they support the Groove Junction, but it is an amazing piece of kit. It really is. I mean, I've got like a number of different projects set up on there. I've got a kids project, a white setup project, and a black setup project. I just go in there. I've already programmed all my lights, but I can do it on the fly. Yeah. You know, there's a light sequence that I had on Sunday for this 13th. I was like, I just need to speed the movement up a little bit. Little tweak like that, bosh, done. Just change the atmosphere just like that. So if you go down that line, I'm not saying Wolf Mix is the only lighting controller out there. It's not. You've got my DJ, my DMX Go 5 or whatever
Sound
it is.
Switch was another one. Like a long time ago, I looked at it and stuff. But it's just that evolving and affordability of building up to get. Build the setup up and stuff.
If you go down the Wolf Mix road, I can put you in touch with like a number of ambassadors for Wolf Mix. I'll be more than happy
to use it. Definitely,
absolutely, my friend. Now, listen, as we're going to talk a little bit more with you, we are going to do that straight after the break. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. After the break, sometimes I worry whether people are going to come back or not, but you did, and I'm not going anywhere. I appreciate that. Now, we was just talking off air. We was going to talk about your social media, but you've just touched on something that I think
just
is more
me jumping over buildings and stuff as well.
You know what? I love that. I absolutely love that. The way you jump over your own sign, and I think like, how's he got that sign even there? And then I realised, but anyway, that's another. That we're going to get you back. We're going to get you back, right? But we were just talking off air, and you was telling me a little story. Obviously, being a mobile DJ, you know you've got to be at a venue at a certain time. You've got to be set up. You know how long it's going to take you to set up. You know you got the first dance, this, that, and the other. We all like to get there as early as we can, you know, so that we're there and we're ready. But not only do we want to be there on time, we don't leave early just to get there on time. We leave early in case of
anything goes wrong.
And you was just saying, I want you to tell everyone about the story about when you was at Maiden's Barn.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because it's something that I believe that some of our listeners will be able to relate to, and it'll give them a bit of an eye opener. Not so much. We don't get many brides and grooms listening to the Groove Junction, to be fair, but if there are any, when people say, I can't believe I'm paying you X, Y, Z, and you only stand there and push buttons, we don't just stand there and push buttons. Ali, tell the story, my friend.
So,
go on.
Yeah, so I was at Maiden's Barn. I'd been at work previously from like 7 a.m, finished at 4. Plenty of time to get to the venue, set up. It was because of Maiden. Obviously, you've been there, and if you know the venue, then obviously you can easily set up without interrupting the wedding breakfast and stuff, which I like to make sure the day stays seamless. So if there's an early setup possible, I'd always do it. But sometimes you can't help it, or there's no real need. So at that point, it was a matter of just setting up. So I left for work. I probably got a McDonald's or something on the way. But I was just driving down, and this was before we purchased a van. So obviously that makes life a lot easier. But I had a C-Max at that point. So everything's in the car. I've got changed and stuff as well into my t-shirt before I get changed into my normal like waistcoat and bits and pieces for the actual wedding. But on the way to there, driving along, no problem, just cruising along. And then I exit the roundabout, literally 3 miles away from the venue. Power, there's no power, the no acceleration, car just grinds to a halt. I'm 3 miles away from the venue, and I'm thinking, what's happened? What's like literally, I don't know. I've managed to pull off in the country lane, obviously not far away from the venue. I do a bit of running, so I'm not I quite happily pick up a speaker and run with a laptop as well, just to make sure there's something, there, because that came across my mind at some point. But I'm there thinking, right, what do I need to do? I literally phoned my wife, Emma, and was like, car's broken. Like, she was like, phone your dad, phone his brother, phone your sister. So I did all that. My dad was too far away. My brother didn't even pick up. My sister too far away. She lives too far away. And it's probably about 5:30. So I've still got, a couple of hours before I need to be ready for the wedding, for the first dance and stuff. So I phoned the venue, trying to think phone the taxi company. I can't get through. Phone Emma back, and she goes, phone your mate, Dave. He lives not far away. He's a wedding photographer. Thinking, I can't remember if it was it a Friday wedding or what? Probably a Friday. But I'm thinking, is he at work? Is he working? I phone him, and he's not working. He goes, brother, I've got you. No problem. He literally is about 20 minutes away. He come and got me. Smaller car, like speaker in my head. Like, we're in the car. We go to the venue. We get there. I see the couple. I just talk to them like normally. They still have no idea this happened as well. And they gave me, at the end of it, they gave me a 5-star review. They loved it, and like brilliant 360 footage and bits and pieces, and they loved it. It was a really good night. And again, they were singing at the end, like continuously for another 10 minutes afterwards. It was Backstreet Boys, if I remember rightly, on that one. Yeah, I was like, we got to the venue and we unpacked. He helped me unpack, Dave. And then he's gone and left to go back home, and said, I'll come back at, midnight, pick you up and go back to your car, sort that out. Don't worry about phoning, the tow company, insurance, or whatever, RAC. So did the wedding. After the wedding, actually, while picking up, going back, I'd actually forgotten something that was under the seat. So I phoned Dave up. He'd gone past the car, but he'd come back, got my keys. Don't know why I didn't give him the keys in the first place, but he then went back to the car, picked it up, come back to the venue, gave me what I needed. I think it was just a laptop stand, which just, at that point, I had just a table and things. So it made it look better. It would have been looking a bit weird from my point of view if the laptop wasn't, at the right height. But set up, did the wedding, awesome wedding. And then he's come back, picked up. We've gone back to the car. Obviously at this point, I've sorted out the RAC. They're getting the low loader. We got there probably about 1:30, back at the car. And then low loader turned up just as we got there. They actually phoned up and gave us the what 3 words thing just to get the location. And then he's gone and said, the car's too heavy. Like, I can't take you. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, don't worry. I will organise a bigger low loader to come and pick you up. Might be a while though, obviously so. So I said to Dave, he went back home. I'd stayed in the car. I was at the sides, well out the way of any traffic. Not that any traffic went past. It was that late at night, obviously. And then it was probably about 4:00 in the morning. I was just starting to fall asleep. And then the low loader turned up, picked up the car, managed to bring us back home. Obviously, the RSE stuff, covered everything, and then got that dropped off at the garage and could I just walk back home. But that was 24 hours from start to finish, from going to work or waking up for work at like 5 a.m. and then getting home at like 5, half 5, and stuff. But that's why I'd always say, like, Emma would go like, "Why are you leaving so early?" It's like, that's why. That's why. Yeah. Or it's just like together the atmosphere and stuff. But the main thing is like I went there and I didn't go to the couple. Oh my god, what a pain and blah blah blah, and just ruining their day on that. I just went up to them and said, "Hey, your day? How's your day?" And there's no point going off and saying this happened. Why stress them out when don't need to? And just like this, like I say, I never mentioned it ever to them.
Love that approach.
Yeah, that's the way to roll almost, and just to keep the stress away from them, and that's just keep doing what you're there to do and give a great party. So
that's it. I mean, that is the thing. You just don't know what's going to happen between when you leaving the front door and get into the venue. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
so,
fortunately, nothing like that's ever happened again and stuff. But it's
let's not jinx yourself.
Touch words. But it's just about covering yourself in. Same with like backup equipment and bits and pieces.
Absolutely.
In case. So it's just covering so you can still deliver.
Absolutely. Love that. Now, as I said, we was going to talk about your social media, but unfortunately we have run out of time tonight, Alex. So what I'm going to do, if it's all right with you, I'm going to get you back on and we're going to talk some more. I'd like to know a little bit more about your passion for Fatboy Slim. I want to talk about your social media. And also I want to, see what's changed between now and when we get you back on as well, where you've gone, what new bit, how your wash lights went. I will watch your video at the weekend.
Yeah, there'll be a few videos and stuff. But it's only me jumping, like I say, just the fun kind of reels but also the content creation side of it. So
I love it. I want to talk about that because I do like your videos. I enjoy watching your videos. I think there's so many videos on Instagram and TikTok that I just like literally flick through. But I'll get to yours and I do actually sit there and I'll give it, I like that. So we're going to talk about that next time. Before we go, Alex, what you up to this week? What you got coming up? I mean, we've got fireworks this week now. So
I think we might go to
for that.
We might go to no gigs as such on this week for fireworks related kind of stuff, I suppose. I got a wedding on Saturday. That's locally just around the corner for me, which is nice. But maybe a fireworks display on Friday, perhaps was looking at. But main thing is like obviously today I was prepping for Saturday a little bit more and stuff, making sure I got everything ready. But that'll be a good one. That's a nice couple, but just quite about local suppliers as well. They get married locally, South Church Hall, and then going to the Ambleside, which is just around the corner for me. So not too far away.
Nice, love that. So I've got Thursday. I've got a low noise firework display that I'm hosting, and they've already told me that your music will be louder than the fireworks, and I'm like, okay. I've never done a low noise firework display there. Friday, I am up in Bury St Edmunds for a silent disco with I'm on the blue channel. Matty is on the green channel, and we've got DJ Scott Dewin. He's on the red channel with us at Bury St Edmunds. Looking forward to that. Saturday, I have a 30th and a 40th joint combined party locally as well. So quite a busy weekend coming up, which I'm looking forward to be fair. It's a bit of a variation between over the 3 days. So I'm looking forward to that. Alex, thank you ever so much for joining us. Now,
Pleasure.
guys, if you haven't seen any of Alex's social media stuff on TikTok or Instagram, all the details are going to be in the comments underneath there. Go and check him out, like him, follow him, share him, do all the good stuff. All right, because his stuff is amazing, and we are going to touch it. I'm going to get you back, Alex, because I think we've still got. I think we've only just scratched the surface with you. To be fair, I'd love to get you back.
I'd love to. Thank you.
No, brilliant. Thank you ever so much for joining us here on the Groove Junction. It's been absolutely amazing. Guys, please, as I say, follow Alex, do all the good stuff for me. We are on all your major podcasts. If you want to watch us, then you can watch us on YouTube and Spotify. Feel free to drop us a comment, a like, a share, a follow. If you wanted to DM me or, private message me, you can. Anything you do say, then obviously I'll keep that between me and you. If you want to talk about anything personal, then you can. Remember, guys, we are here to reach out. So if you need any help or you feel yourself struggling or anything like that, don't feel that you're on your own. All you got to do is just reach out to someone. We're here at the Groove Junction. We'll help you out. We'll have a chat with you. We'll sit here, listen to you, laugh, sing, cry, whatever you want to do. Okay. Listen, guys, thanks again for all your support. And we will see you again, same time next week, Friday, 10 a.m. Take care. Until then, be lucky.